Hey, this is Alex Rome, and this is how to make one of the coolest future bass leads I've ever made in my life. So, basically, I just listened to one of Martin Garrix's new songs with Troy. Troy something. I'll bring it up for you. Alright, so I just listened to this song right here, Martin Garrix and Troy Sivan, There For You, and it had this airy vocal lead that was just insanely nice to listen to. So I brought it upon myself to go and make something really similar to that lead, and here's what I came up with. Is that not beautiful? Like, I just want to listen to it again. Holy damn, that is gorgeous. And once again, I'll bring in the bass line. You can make a world of music with that one sound. It's just so beautiful. Alright, so I'm just gonna stop admiring it for a second and let's get to making it. The cool part about this is I made it with my voice. The not cool part about it is if you don't have a decent microphone, you might not be able to pull it off as nicely, because that is a crisp sound. And I'll show you exactly the tone to use when you're recording it, exactly the length, and exactly the octave in which to pitch it up, because this stuff all matters when you're dealing with your vocal. So let's go into here. This is the original vocal here, but I'm gonna record another one for you guys, just so I can restart the entire process and get you guys on a nice learning track to make some really cool stuff. You know how it goes around here. So that's what the original thing sounds like. It's literally me going ooh. And that has to be perfect. I mean, it has to sound perfect. You can't be like, ooh, or you can't, well, I mean, you could throw some vibrato in there. Vibrato never hurt. But the coolest part of this sound is it was kind of just a static sound, like, ooh, and it didn't really do anything. And so what that does for you as a producer is gives you a big, spectrum of stuff to be able to work on and beef up and add effects to and make really cool. So the more static it is, the more control you have over the sound. So let's go ahead and get our singing caps on and record some voice. Ooh. You want to make sure you definitely stop at some point, but make it as long as you possibly can. Well, not as long as you possibly can, but you want it to be long, because when you up pitch, so if I up pitch this like an octave, I lose twice the size of the sample. I lose half of the sample, literally, in length. I go up 2 octaves, cut that sample down to a third or a fourth, and you're dealing with this much length when you up pitch it too much. So you want to give yourself enough length to play around with. So then we're going to come down here. If you have a nice sampler like Kontakt, you might want to stick to that, but I'm going to use this one because it's the one I'm used to. It does what I need it to do. It could do more, but it's just the easiest one for me to use, so I go with this one. Ooh, me. So I named it O because that's what I'm saying, ooh, and then me because I made it. You don't need to know that. It's just I felt like I had to say it, okay? So let's make a nice melody, and then I'll show you the effects to put on it to make it absolutely beautiful and airy, because that's important. The sound is just a sound until you work some magic on it. Listen to that lead. Insane. Alright, now what was the melody that I chose? Na, 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 na. So I can up pitch it to here. So my original was down here, I believe. I think that's my original. So I'm up an octave. I want to overlap these. Alright, so clearly these are overlapping. We want to overlap them so we can get a nice bend on them. These don't need to be up against each other. And let me show you what to do inside the sampler just to make this a more pleasant sound. So you notice on the attack of the sounds, we're kind of getting a little bit of a feedback issue. Let me try to kind of getting a little bit of a feedback issue. So let's open up this attack. And all of a sudden, it's nice and soft. We don't have to be that soft. And that's soft enough. You don't need any more softness in that. Another thing, I want them to bend to each other. So mono or legato will work, I believe, on this sampler. Nice. Alright. Just getting excited here. Sorry, guys. Let's go Twig Child just to add some unneeded compression, but I like the sound, the feedback that compressor gives off, so I kind of just put it on everything. That's why I only did a decibel of gain reduction. It's not really doing anything, especially for this. I really don't think I need that compressor there, but you know, you gotta throw OTT on vocals because it just murders vocals. And then oh, okay, now it's delay and reverb time. Here's what I came up with: delay first and then reverb, but you need a very subtle delay that can bounce from ear to ear. So you need a delay plugin with a ping pong. It's called a ping pong option. Now I'm going to use Waves Delay. You could work around with the delay designer in Logic, but I don't like that plugin that much, so I'm just going to use H delay and then get to this much speed, so like a half speed, ping pong, and then run up your wet just subtly. And then you hear that in the ear, but we gotta make it a little less wet. Just like that, so it's like real subtle in the ear. And then you throw on the reverb after the delay, so you can get the reverb on the delay, and it makes this airy like ocean of sound. It's pretty amazing. And then we're not just going to use any reverb. What we're going to do is we're going to go to large spaces, outdoor, and soccer field, and then we get this. Do I even need to go any farther? Is this like, isn't that amazing? I can't wait to fuck that sound up. And then of course I duplicated it, threw that right under there, and need I say or do any more? I don't think so. It's just really beautiful. So let's go here real quick. We can throw this on top. Oh wait, let's get rid of, oh yeah. So we have kind of a different lead, but it's kind of like a background ambience sort of thing. And it's just kind of there making some noise, and then you throw this in. Dude, this shit just reminds me of like, oh my god, like crazy, brings me back to the first days when I discovered raves and stuff like that, and like performances, and like the first rave or venue I've ever been to was called Identity Fest, and Eric Prydz was the headliner. And anytime I can create something that brings me back to that day, it's just an intense feeling, makes me really happy to think about like how music creation can do that to somebody, like can get in touch with those crazy emotions. I just think it's amazing. And so this lead, you better not treat it wrong. You better make some gold with it. Send yourself back to some good memories. And of course, let me know about any production you do with that lead. And yeah, if you're able to take something from this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more awesome stuff. Peace out.